They promised paradise, private jets, supermodels, gourmet food on a pristine Caribbean beach. Tickets sold for $12,000. Some people paid $250,000 for VIP packages. The marketing was perfect. The hype was insane. Influencers couldn't stop talking about it, but when the guests arrived, there were no villas, no concerts, no luxury, just disaster relief tents and cheese sandwiches. This is the story of the greatest party that never happened. Billy McFarland didn't look like a con artist, he looked like success. 25 years old, clean-cut, confident. He'd already built one company called Magnesis, a black credit card for millennials that promised exclusive events and VIP access. It was smoke and mirrors, but it worked long enough to make Billy a name in New York's startup scene. Investors believed in him. Media outlets wrote glowing profiles. He had the right look, the right pitch, and most importantly, he had Ja Rule. The rapper became his business partner in late 2016. Together, they launched Fyre Media, a booking app for musicians. The app itself was nothing special. Nobody really used it. But Billy didn't care about the app. He cared about the launch party. That's where the real money was. He wanted to create the most exclusive, most talked about music festival in the world. A status symbol, an experience you couldn't buy unless you were rich, young, and connected. He called it Fyre Festival. The location was supposed to be Pablo Escobar's private island in the Bahamas. That was the pitch. Party where a drug lord once partied. It was a lie. Escobar never owned that island, but the lie didn't matter. What mattered was the imagery. Billy hired the best marketing team money could buy. They flew dozens of supermodels to the Bahamas. Kendall Jenner, Bella Hadid, Emily Ratajkowski. They shot videos of beautiful people on yachts, swimming in crystal blue water, living the dream. Then they posted everything on Instagram at the exact same time. Orange squares flooded social media. No explanation, just mystery. The internet exploded with speculation and desire. Within 48 hours, the festival sold out. Thousands of tickets, millions of dollars. People were desperate to be part of it. They didn't care about the music lineup. They didn't even ask who was performing. They cared about the flex, about posting photos that would make their friends jealous, about being one of the chosen few. Billy had cracked the code. He wasn't selling a festival, he was selling envy. But there was a problem. Actually, there were hundreds of problems. Billy had no experience running a festival, no infrastructure, no real plan. The island they'd chosen didn't have running water or sewage systems. There wasn't enough housing. The local government hadn't approved the permits. Event organizers tried to warn him. They showed him budgets, timelines, logistical nightmares. They told him it was impossible to build a luxury festival in less than 2 months. Billy didn't listen. He just kept spending money he didn't have. He hired contractors and then didn't pay them. He promised investors the festival would generate millions in profit, but the numbers were fiction, complete fantasy spreadsheets. Internal documents show the company was bleeding cash. By March 2017, Fyre Media was $8 million in debt. Employees begged Billy to postpone the festival. Some even quit in protest. He refused. Postponing meant refunds. Refunds meant bankruptcy, so he doubled down. He kept selling tickets, kept lying to investors, kept pretending everything was fine. The warning signs were everywhere. Contractors quit. Supplies didn't arrive. The island's infrastructure was falling apart. One organizer literally told Billy, "This is going to be a disaster. People could get hurt." Billy's response was to fire him immediately. He surrounded himself with yes men and 20-year-old interns who didn't know any better. People who wouldn't question him. The Fyre team was running on hype and illusion, and the clock was ticking. April 27, 2017, the first guests arrived. They stepped off planes expecting luxury. They'd been promised luxury villas. They got disaster relief tents from FEMA, the kind used after hurricanes, soaking wet. Half-built, no locks. No electricity in some areas. The gourmet food was 2 slices of bread, a piece of cheese, and some sad lettuce in a styrofoam box. There was no running water in many places. Toilets overflowed. The stench was unbearable. Luggage was dumped in a parking lot, and people had to fight over their own bags like it was a zombie apocalypse. Guests panicked. They tried to leave, but the island had limited flights. People were stranded. Some slept on airport floors. Others locked themselves in their tents, afraid of what would happen next. Cell service barely worked. Social media exploded again, but this time it wasn't hype, it was horror. The festival became a meme, a punchline, a case study in failure. Musicians never showed up. Blink-182 canceled the night before. The whole thing collapsed in less than 24 hours. Billy tried to spin it. He posted an apology video promising refunds and a rescheduled festival. He looked tired but defiant, but the money was gone. He'd spent it on private jets, models, and his own lifestyle. Fyre Media was dead. Lawsuits piled up, over $100 million in claims. Employees hadn't been paid in weeks. Bahamian workers who'd built the infrastructure lost their life savings. One woman named Marianne Roll spent $50,000 of her own money feeding the Fyre team, and she never got it back. Her story broke hearts worldwide. The FBI started investigating. They discovered Billy had been running new scams even after Fyre collapsed. He sold fake tickets to events like the Met Gala and Burning Man, pocketing the cash while people showed up to locked doors. It wasn't desperation. It was pattern. It was who he was. Billy McFarland was a serial fraudster. He didn't fail because of bad luck. He failed because he never intended to succeed. He just wanted the money. In October 2017, Billy was arrested. He pled guilty to wire fraud. The judge called his crimes brazen and sentenced him to 6 years in federal prison. He was also ordered to pay $26 million in restitution. Ja Rule was never charged. He claimed he didn't know about the fraud, that he was just a partner in name. Whether you believe that is up to you. The courts apparently did. Billy served 4 years. He was released in 2021 and immediately violated his parole by promoting a new project without permission. The man doesn't stop. Even in prison, he was sketching new business ideas, new schemes, new ways to extract money from people who should know better. That's the thing about people like Billy. They don't see themselves as criminals. They see themselves as hustlers, as visionaries. The rules don't apply to them because they believe their own hype. They think they're smarter than everyone else. Fyre Festival wasn't just about one bad event. It was about a culture that values appearance over substance. Influencer marketing over truth, Instagram perfection over reality. The festival succeeded because people wanted to believe in the fantasy. They wanted to be part of something exclusive, even if that exclusivity was built on lies. And Billy understood that hunger better than anyone. He weaponized it with precision. Greed and ego. That's the real story. Billy wanted to be a king, and thousands of people paid the price. Some got refunds. Most didn't. The Bahamian workers are still waiting for their money. And Billy? He's out of prison, posting on social media, teasing his next big idea. Because in a world of financial true crime, the con never really ends. It just rebrands. Financial history is written in red ink. If you want to see who really owns the world, subscribe. But keep your eyes open.